They say some days you're gonna win. They say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No. If you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Get up, you take your butt, gonna win. You gotta say some days you better turn around. And I looked around, I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line.
Happy December. The first day of December falls on this Monday, 9:05. It's our daily show. Hope you guys' weekend and your Thanksgiving was as best as it could be. I know we had a great one. We spent it with some family and just had a good old time. We were over in Brighton and then went up to Troy and then had a nice weekend and really just a great old time. And like I said, I hope you guys did too. I hope you guys were able to stay safe and warm during the snowstorm. We'll talk about the chances of that winter weather coming back our way on Monday or today, and there's a chance even on Friday. So we'll get to that at weather in a couple of minutes' time, but we're starting off the week and the month hot. We got a busy show for all of you. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, Thrive MetroEast joins us on the show. We're going to be joined by Jackie Duty, and she'll be filling us in on the latest. A big announcement from Thrive comes our way. Then at 10:10, we're talking to Jane and all things Christmas Village in Bethalto. This is super cool, but Bethalto does it right, truthfully, and really has just a great lights display. Santa Claus is there, and we'll get all the details on that. Then at 10:35, it's the first Monday of the month, and Hayner Library will join us and take us beyond the shelves as we learn about all the upcoming programming and all the latest from Hayner Library District. So I hope you guys join us for the full 2 hours, but in the meantime, let's dive right into top of the hour news now. Here's what you need to know, and make sure you download that RiverBender.com app today. The Alton Third Chute, located on Fosterburg Road, has closed its doors as of today, December the 1st. The owners shared a heartfelt message expressing gratitude to loyal customers and employees for their support over the years, and acknowledged the difficulty of the decision and apologized for any inconvenience caused by this closure. Meanwhile, the Grafton Third Chute location did clarify that it is a separate business with different ownership and will continue operating year-round in Grafton. The Alton location's farewell message was shared on Facebook, and we'll be sharing more of that story later on RiverBender.com. Also, on Thanksgiving Day, 3 individuals, a man and 2 women, were bitten by a pit bull at a residence on Hale Drive in Alton. Emergency responders from the Alton Fire Department, police, and animal control arrived promptly after the 12:36 p.m. phone call. All victims were transported to area hospitals, with one male declining treatment at the scene. The dog previously flagged for biting incidents and was scheduled for euthanization. It was secured without further incident. Authorities continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding this biting incident, and the attack follows a disturbing spate of fatal pit bull incidents across the United States in recent weeks, and also some that happened within the Alton area throughout the calendar year. A full story at RiverBender.com/news. The Roxana School Board has selected Dr. Courtney Castelli as the district's new superintendent, effective in 2026. This follows the retirement of Deborah Kreutzkrager at the end of this school year. Castelli, currently leading at the Smithton School District in Missouri, brings over 20 years of educational experience, including roles as a teacher, principal, and assistant superintendent. A native of Belleville, she resides in Columbia, Illinois with her family. Known for commitment to a world-class educational experience, Castelli encourages open communication and community engagement as she prepares to guide Roxana into the future. Madison County recently opened its doors to neighbors experiencing homelessness and those less fortunate by hosting its first Thanksgiving meal dedicated to them. The event took place on November the 26th in the County Administration Building cafeteria and was funded entirely through donations from elected officials, local businesses, and county employees with no taxpayer dollars involved. Volunteers, including county board members and state representatives, served traditional Thanksgiving meals while providing important information on housing and food assistance and resources. Organizers emphasized that the event was about more than food and fostered dignity, connection, and a sense of community, aiming to become a cherished annual tradition. And finally in the news, as we wrap up this 9 o'clock hour newscast, as we all saw over the holiday weekend, the St. Louis area saw its first major snowfall of the season with significant accumulations across the region. The Edwardsville area recorded 8 inches of snow. Troy recorded 7 inches of snow. Creve Coeur recorded 6.5 inches of snow, and Lambert St. Louis Airport measured in at 6.4, marking the 5th largest November snowfall in city history and shattering previous records November the 29th from 1964. Bowling Green actually topped out the region with 9.5 inches of snow, and communities like Maryland Heights and Godfrey also saw snowfall totals well over 6 inches. The early snowfall set new records, and we'll keep you updated in a couple of minutes on what the next few days look like in terms of the winter conditions coming our way. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend on this Monday morning at 9:10. Let's take a look at weather. It's 23 degrees in downtown Alton, and it feels like it's 26 out there, but here's what we need to know. The winter weather advisory is in effect from noon today until midnight tonight for parts of south central and southwest Illinois, including cities like St. Louis, Edwardsville, and St. Charles, Alton, Godfrey, Jerseyville, and more surrounding areas. All a part of that Riverbender coverage map are a part of this as well. Snow is expected, and now we're getting told that totals will be between 2 and 4 inches on Monday. Roads may be slippery, especially during the Monday evening commute. Please drive carefully and check current road conditions online or by phone before you travel. Don't do it while you're in your car. And that's what you need to know. We are seeing that, and that National Weather Advisory warning has been issued from December the 1st until December the 2nd, and they are calling for 2 to 4 inches of snow. Today, overcast and very cold. There will be intermittent snow and flurries this afternoon that will lead up to an inch of snowfall. Deteriorating road conditions could happen, and plan for slow and slippery evening commutes home. If you have a chance maybe to get out an hour early, might not be the worst thing to do. Tonight, intermittent snow. I do get paid to speak, and flurries this evening, up to 1 inch of flurries. Otherwise, overcast and cold. The snowstorm totals could be between 2 and 4 inches, and untreated surfaces will be slippery, so please plan accordingly as you plan for your Tuesday. Right now, the air quality is 33, which is good, and other than that, that's the only thing to take into account. Grass and mold and ragweed, all the pollen levels are at 0. Temperatures today reached 28 degrees and dropped down to 17 overnight as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, a high of 19, or a high of 28, a low of 19. On Wednesday, a high of 37, a low of 9. On Thursday, a high of 24, a low of 11 degrees. And on Friday, it could be interesting. They were calling for snow initially. However, that's been taken out of the forecast as of now. Could be put back in. On Friday, a high of 35, a low of 23 degrees, and really just nothing else to call for other than a cold week after today. Be careful on your way home today. You can stay up to date in real time all the time by downloading the RiverBender.com app, and you could be notified from the National Weather Service whenever those advisories are issued. And I'm still looking for a weather sponsor out there. Think about it. All those weather alerts going out to your phones right now, the tens of thousands of people in the know. That could be you. Hey, while I have you, it's really important to note our partnerships on the show as we head into 2026. It's 23 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like it out there for time and temperature, 618-465-4545. It's time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, Return Home. Had to make sure I did my job. But, as we head into 2026, it's really important to acknowledge the partnerships. And, some of those partnerships are like with Ameren. And right now, Ameren's hard at work, especially with those winter storms rolling on through, and with all the freezing rain and sleet and the snow that came into the area, I'm sure those linemen were busy. They're always hard at work at putting energy to work for us. They're adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors. They're even installing storm hardening power poles and power lines, and rolling out mobile command centers to respond to storms faster and get the power on quicker. We can learn more about projects in our area all the time at Ameren.com /energy future. That's Ameren.com /energy future. And you can also just join Ameren on the show. They'll be joining us on Wednesday to fill us in on all of the updates to the Alton area just specifically, and we'll talk about the Riverbend region as a whole. You can learn more, though, right now, Ameren.com /energy future. That's Ameren.com /energy future. All righty, it's officially Christmas season, December the 1st. No more regular music until we start the new year on this show, but take a look at downtown Alton. It's beautiful out there with the snow. We'll come back with Jackie Duty and Thrive next.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Just see those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting-a-ting-a-ling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you.
Welcome back, Daily Show at 9:19. Jackie Duty back in, the executive director of Thrive MetroEast. And, you teased us a couple weeks ago that you were coming in with a pretty big announcement, and I'd say so.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited because I was like, how are we going to do this? What's the best way to do it? And I was like, you know what? let me go have a conversation with CJ. We're going to launch it here. And then I'll be sending out all the announcements to all the other media and just kind of trying to get the word out. But yeah, it's an exciting day.
So starting in 2026, this is big because Thrive has been around forever and really done so much work behind the scenes. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but just in a way where when we find out more and more about what you do, it's like, wow, this is incredible. And now a new generation is getting ready to kind of unveil itself.
Yes.
And really, Thrive's mission's never changing. It's just a new era.
It's a new day. It's, I'll tell you, it's so funny. What was that Michael Bublé song? It's a new day.
Yeah. You're feeling good, huh?
If I could sing, I would, But no, and that's when you look at the history of how we started. So we actually started in 1994 in this community as Arms of Love. And then they shifted to options now as it became more of a medical focus. Mm-hmm. And then, there was opportunity as we kind of merged with Thrive, but not really merged. It was just more, it was like an affiliation of Thrive.
Okay.
And with every step, it was like the ministry went to a new level. There were new things. And Thrive was an incredible program that really helped us do a lot of things. It helped us streamline systems. It really helped with, different marketing approach.
Yeah.
And it was successful. But as I came in 6 months ago, just really looking at all the things, it's been a challenging few years, and as I look at how technology has changed and marketing has changed and how we're going to reach women moving forward, I feel like there's a whole new approach we need to take. And in order to be successful in that, we have to change a few things.
We do.
So,
well, and before we do that, too, I think it's so important to note, just for the audience one more time, that, at Thrive, you guys were doing so much when it came to not only educational resources, but really important things like the STI testings and the treatments that come with that in case you need it, and then the counseling services and all of these really important facets that anyone needs as they're going through that chapter in their life.
Absolutely.
So it's just important.
Oh, and that's like the biggest part was just being able to do the free pregnancy tests, the free ultrasounds, being able to show the baby's heartbeat in the process. I mean, that has such a big impact. And then, knowing these women, knowing that we're locking arms with them and we're running alongside them so that, as they become a mother, they can take our parenting classes. Yeah. And, I love it because they can do the classes from home. And in this weather, who wants to get the baby out? You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So they can take the classes from home on a Zoom. They get these points wrapped up, and then they can redeem them for diapers, for wipes, for, big equipment like cribs, car seats. What is their need? And we try to find a way to help them right where they're at. So that will continue. And then, just like you said, the support after. I mean, those things are just
really
amazing.
Important. So for 30 years, we knew you as Thrive MetroEast, and now we're going to know Thrive as...
Yes, starting January 1, we're making the announcement today, we will become the Vitality Women's Clinic moving forward.
Oh, hold on here. I got a better one. Look at that. Hold on, let me zoom out of here, Jackie. I got too big on here. I was too excited. Let me go ahead and zoom out, and then I'll zoom back in because this is cool. So why Vitality, though, while I'm figuring this out?
And this is where we spent a lot of time just, we met with the teams, we had big brainstorming sessions and really trying to think, because when you do a rebrand, it should be intentional. There should be a reasoning behind it. And so when you look at the logo, you're going to see the Purple Heart. And that is just really, it represents an open heart for compassion, and then you see the vital signs, and that is the monitor of the heartbeat. When I came in, I kept hearing so many times I would hear women speak about the viability of the heartbeat. And so this became an important,
I like that.
Yeah.
That is really beautiful. I really do. I like that logo a lot.
And vitality is actually Latin for life.
Is it really?
And that's what we're doing is we're speaking life. We're going to be doing a podcast called Vitality Speaks, which my goal is to bring it here. and
we're trying.
Partner with you and do some really cool things. But Vitality Speaks. We want to speak life into the region, into these women that just need hope. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It's a messaging of hope. And so as we move forward, we will become known as the Vitality Women's Clinic. And so I get so many questions of why, and I made some notes because I feel like it's so important to communicate this the right way.
You have to.
Yeah.
100%, because this is such an important topic and an important step and milestone in any person's life and any woman's life, and to help them and support them, and also just to let them know that, like the open heart on you're here with open arms, and so is the whole group, like you always have been. Yeah. And I think that this is really important, and just to have that kind of refreshed approach to it, I think is really going to help the next generation connect more with this idea, and really, whether it's, the viability of life, or really preserving that, point of it, or just showing that hope aspect that, hey, it's not what you read about. It's not what you've envisioned, or it's not what you've been told. It could be a whole different opportunity for you, and I think that that's what Thrive's done so well, and that's where it's so perfect. It really is a great opportunity.
And that's what I get so excited about, because Thrive has been very successful, both here in the MetroEast and on a much larger scale. But they built a powerful model. It's had a major impact, at a state and a national level. But where we really are thinking about how to move forward into the future, we were feeling like we were called to something really specific, which is a deeply rooted, hyper-local mission. Yeah. And those of you that know me, if I've always been hyper-local.
You have been, yeah.
It's about building that local community and locking arms. And our community has unique needs, challenges, and there's an incredible opportunity for impact. And we believe that the best way to serve women and families is to just fully align our identity with local partnerships that strengthen the region. By transitioning to Vitality Women's Clinic, we're making a clear statement. We are here. We are invested. We're committed to locking arms with our local community, its members, its churches, the businesses, to just really create the most important, greatest possible impact here. I have some stats, because year-over-year increase, there's been an increase in the number of women and are just facing unplanned pregnancies.
How much of an increase?
I don't have that number in front of me, but I'm just showing. I will tell you that, when I looked at the study of abortions in the state of Illinois, when we looked in the year 2020, there were 52,746 abortions just in the state of Illinois.
Wow.
In the first 6 months of this year, there are already over 46,000 abortions.
Wow.
So we're trending to double the numbers in just 5 years.
Wow.
And that's staggering. And so how can we be a resource for these women that are looking for hope? There is a rise of women seeking confidential online support. And when you think about how the 18 to 24-year-old women, how are they communicating? Everything's on the phone. And so how are we going to reach them, right where they're at in that moment of crisis? Just a need for boots on the ground outreach. I feel like, what can we really do to have impact for the women right here? By transitioning, we are aligning our identity with the data, and local donors and partners are more engaged when they see a name that reflects their region. Strategic growth opportunities like expanded digital marketing and community education are strongest when the brand is community specific. So while Thrive is going to continue to grow on a broader scale, our commitment is to meet the local needs right here with precision, clarity, and purpose. And that's really the key. It's how can we help you right here in this community?
That's so important. And I think it's a really great note too, because at Thrive, your community partnerships are what made you guys so successful, I think. And now to go in this new step of not only having that, but adding to it, and adding whether it's the digital component or meeting this next generation where they're at, it's all really, really relevant to the foundation that was already laid, and that sets you up for another 30 years of success. But with that comes, the public support and the community support too, because transitioning into a next phase is never easy,
Tell you what, there's so much to do.
Well, and, I'm sure it's important for you and the board to not lose sight of what got you guys here in the first place and got that resource so strong.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that's been an interesting, in a good way, journey too. And take me through that a little bit.
I'll tell you what, I have got the most engaged, incredible board, and we're going to be putting out a magazine at the end of the year just to do a recap and to introduce the board and to introduce our staff. But I mean, when it came to the auction, I had my board members were going door to door to door, and it was
awesome.
Amazing. They came in at the end of the day and they're like, I got this and I got this and I got this, and then they came in and they were training our interns, and I mean, just to hear them talk, I'm like, I had no idea they had so many talents. I mean, they came alive in this process, and it was so exciting to see. When you guys look at the magazine at the end of the year, we're going to print a limited edition, but we'll have a digital version that we're going to email to everybody. So we want you to read about. We're going to talk about the history of
cool.
You know, and who the board is, and I have staff members that have been here for 18 years.
No kidding.
And they're amazing. They're the cornerstone of what we do. And you know, because I came in not knowing a thing. I feel like
it's good to note that, though, because you have to have a good team to be able to do this, you know?
I couldn't do it without them, and it's like the more I know I don't know. So I came in knowing this much about marketing, but they know like this much about all the other things. And so being able to just kind of sit back and watch them run and just empower them to do the things that they've been doing really well for so many years, that's going to continue. And that's what's so exciting. They are so ramped up and ready to run. Like we're
awesome.
We're sitting every week talking about like numbers and where we're going and how many more women can we reach, and it's just incredible to hear. I mean, because the stories every week something happens that I'm just like, how can we do, like, it's incredible. I don't want to go into all the details because there is a level of confidentiality.
100% over.
But every day something happens that makes me go home either overfilled with joy or wiping tears away, going, how do we do this? How can we continue this mission when there's so much pain and there's so much hurt and women are struggling? It's like, how can we help them and just bring hope? If we become deliverers of hope, it can shift a trajectory of a woman's life and empower them to step into who they were created to be. And that's what's so exciting, because I think everyone that's involved with this group has a story to tell. And that's what we want to do over the next year, is start telling the stories.
Absolutely. Well, and so real quick though too, and just to touch on this one more time. So really the services are all going to continue, correct?
Every service will continue.
That's important to note too, just for the individuals that might be a little nervous about that or wondering.
Right. Yes. Free pregnancy tests, free ultrasounds, free STD testing. You know, free like we have the parenting classes, the support after abortion. We're going to be. We've tried in the years past to do a men's support group. Haven't really done much with the last couple of years because there just hasn't really been a need or no real interest. We want to bring that back, and we need, you know, the churches and the men in those groups to you know, or do they have a group that we can, you know, refer resources to, or can we lock arms with them and build something? Like, we're still exploring the expansion of what that would look like. So I want to hear from you guys. Like, what makes the most sense, and who can we work with to bring those things?
Well, I think that's why I like your organization so much. Is it's the community aspect of it. It's not, you know, an island approach where it's, you know, here's what we do and here's what we want, you know, our individuals we help to do. It's really about partnering up and really providing just a great community around, you know, every one of the individuals that walks through the doors. And I think that that's such a really important note to make today too, is in what you've been doing so well, is saying, hey, you know, we're a community organization. It's not about, you know, here's A to B and here's what you need to do. It's here's what we can provide for individuals that are in the area, and here's some success stories, you know, and here's what these programs can do for you.
Absolutely. That's what I love. I feel like, you know, I meet every month with a group of other nonprofits, and these women are remarkable. It's so amazing. And we always talk about, how do we help each other? How do we, you know, and I've implemented a new CRM system because of this group.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, we help cross promote, and we, you know, talk about how can we partner with each other, and we show up at other events, and, you know, but to be able to provide those resources. So maybe we can't help in a certain area. Maybe a woman is struggling with housing, or with, you know, if she decides to put a baby up for adoption, where does she go from there? So we work with these other groups to refer out, to make sure that the whole person all of their needs are being met.
It's just really important to note that. And I really think that so many times that gets overlooked too, or maybe guys get stereotyped into a certain silo, and you don't. I think that you're such a well-rounded organization. That's why I'm glad that you came on to fill us in, because, you know, it's really important that beginning January 1st to know you as, you know, Vitality Women's Clinic. And now, could it be sooner? What's the timeline on this? Because I know that that's all fluid.
Yes, it's very fluid. So we're going to be doing, right now, so we have the Jingle and Bid auction that's running through the 5th.
Is that going well for you?
It is. So we have over, I think, 40 registrations now.
Wow.
But I would love to have 200 people registered. We have over 100 items that are available with up to $85,000 in inventory. And it's crazy. We have these trips, these remarkable trips, but then we also I have baskets that are like $500 baskets from Josephine's. I have, you know, a $300 cooler from Lowe's bundled with a $100 gift certificate to Wilton's Cattle Company to get steaks. And, you know, and we have so many like Cardinals baskets and Blues tickets, and they're good tickets. I mean, I haven't bid on it yet, but I'm like, I may try to go in and you know, try to win these tickets. Because I found out where the seats were at, and I was like, ooh, that's... Because right now you're getting a deal on them. We have, you know, these cute little baskets for your kids. We have, you know, the mom's relaxation package, so she can get, you know, a $200 service with full circle function in Wood River and a spa, massage, all kinds of beauty and wellness things. You know, we have stuff. Yep, there it is. So we have over 100 items there that are just so unique and well-rounded. I mean, we literally have something for everybody.
Look at this. These are great items.
I'll tell you, get the Riverbend, what is it, the mistletoe date night, or I can't even see.
We got the Romance in the Riverbend bundle. That's a good one.
2-night stay at the Holiday Inn, and then you also get dinner at Baker's and Hale.
Mini Picasso Art Supply basket. That's fun. And like just all these are really good. World Series.
The Halpin Music basket. I love this. It's music of the heart. You can actually get $100 in music lessons, a $200 stipend towards an instrument, and then the bucket is actually filled with all of these musical instruments and even a music necklace. You've got, you know, signed stuff by Todd Stottlemyre, 3-time World Series champion. We have the Sail Away is a basket put together by Fancy Nancy and thrown in 2 tickets to Raging Rivers.
Wow, this is awesome.
We have so many, and I'll tell you what's hot right now are the car wash.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
So many coupons for 3 different car washes in the area, and they are running. I have a baseball signed by Tony La Russa. The Polar Express. Now, I got to warn you on this one. Jewel Ride put together this beautiful package where you can stay at the hotel right there by the big Ferris wheel in St. Louis, and then you get a whole basket filled with like, you know, wine and like all these incredible things in this basket. But then you can sign up to get the Polar Express experience.
Nice.
And so take your kiddos to the Polar Express. We have the Christmas trees filled with gift cards, the scratch offs. The Wedge. This is amazing. That's cool. You get a 6-month membership at the Wedge, which is amazing. I have so many incredible stories coming out of that building. The Bowl Haven. You can have a night of fun with your family at Bowl Haven. I mean, it just goes on, and it's so exciting because there's something for everybody. Mm-hmm. And we've had a lot of people coming in. Now, I see a lot of registrations and not as many bids because I think people are becoming strategic.
Yep.
So I expect this to really explode starting Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But Friday at 4:00, it's going to shut down. So you have to get your registration in now. Oh, I saw the mystery box. The mystery box is stacked.
Okay, yeah, what is this? Because this is intriguing.
Okay, so I had one of my staff members was like, you know, I had an idea. And she said it would be so much fun to put a mystery box of all these things. And so she just starts grabbing all of these incredible things. And there's so many, there's like big items. There's some, you know, I can't, I want to say so bad because I was watching her put this box together and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want this box. But there's a tin that is filled with gift cards. Mm-hmm. And then outside of that small little tin, the box is filled, and this is a big box. It's filled with baskets, items, like all kinds of fun things. But she was like, we're going to keep it a secret. Because I think it's got a $500 value of stuff stacked into that box.
I love it.
So everybody should go check it out because it's kind of a gamble, but I promise you're going to love it.
There's so much good stuff here. Wow. You guys can see more. We're going to link this again. Now that we have it, we'll go ahead and link everything and write up on RiverBender.com on how you can sign up And wow, this is really, really cool. Jackie, you guys went all out with this stuff.
I'll tell you what, my board and the interns and the staff have been phenomenal. They have just been out just going door to door from businesses, sending out notes, making phone calls, and the community just really rallied. I mean, we have, I love the Crave case. Like, that is a great thing. This one, you got to open it because this gets even better. So not only do you get $150 worth of White Castle, you can actually, you get a 3D Camelot castle to build at home with your family.
Okay.
and you get a crown to wear while you do it.
Oh.
So I don't know if we put the crown.
Did we get the crown?
You know what? I actually didn't even. I think the crown was thrown in last minute. But there's a beautiful crown with sapphire jewels. Now they're not real sapphire, but it's beautiful and it fits so perfectly. And you can just imagine yourself with your crown sitting at home on a Friday night, eating a whole lot of White Castle while you build this really fun puzzle with your family after Christmas.
Now, how can the community help with all this and support? Because I know we can do it right now with going online and being at the auction. What's the quickest way to get to that link?
So I actually we're going to have these flyers everywhere with the QR codes on them.
Oh, I see those.
Or you can follow us on social media. You can go to our website at thrivealiveme.org. I have an events page there with the links on it. On our social media, we're doing a lot of videos. We're doing a lot. We have an events page on Facebook. I'm trying to, with every post we do, to put the link directly into the items page of the auction. And then you can, and I'm telling everyone, take time to look at that sponsor page because those are the businesses that are supporting us and we want to support them as much as we can. Encourage everyone to go shopping. I know we were pushing a lot of like shop local Saturday and /Sunday and continue to shop local. But these are the different businesses that have just donated, and we've had over 80 businesses.
Wow.
And over 90 sponsors with individuals and churches that have been coming in as well.
That's incredible.
So that was cool. The Thrivent one is actually he's a rep who is giving you an experience at Topgolf, and he's buying $250 worth of food and drink while you go to your Topgolf experience.
Wow, that's nice. So Lady J's is so worth every bit of money.
It's so delicious, and with that one, you get a cake a month for a year.
Oh. I'm in.
And so, right, I'm like, that's the one I want to bid on. It's so good. And then, like, the Black Forest Flower Shop, she's doing a teaching class where she's teaching people how to actually decorate a cake. We have
cool.
The Grafton Limestone. Her basket is so beautiful. She has all of these cool honey things and different spices and things from her store. So, I mean, there's just... So, support us with the Jingle and Bid auction. But then, throughout the year, we will continue... I mean... The Jingle and Bid is going to be a big key for our transition because we're going to need the funding from that to really help us with the transition.
Do these sponsorships end on this page?
They will. I mean, I'll tell you what, it just keeps going. It's a lot.
Oh, we went to the Smart Choice page. They're a good company.
Yes,
all of them are.
I'll tell you what.
Look at this.
I know it's exciting. I mean, we've had even the individuals like Donna she's one of our nurses. She just retired, and I'm so sad that she left, but she continues to come back and volunteer. And she brought us in a whole big basket of homemade chocolates.
Wow.
And so it's so delicious and it's just beautiful. But I mean, so help us with the Jingle and Bid. That's such a key component right now through Friday. And then after that, monthly sponsors. If we could lock arms with people that would be willing to give, $1 a day, it can have such a big impact for how we move forward. If I could have 10, 20, 100 people say, yes, I'm willing to give $1 a day to help this important mission in the community, it can really be a game changer for how we move forward.
Oh, absolutely. 1,000%. And now is the social media going to change and all of that? And
yes.
So can we talk about that real quick?
Absolutely. So right now we have a Facebook page, and it has been, we have it split so that we have, Facebook and Instagram with the customer-facing Thrive MetroEast, and then we have a Facebook page with the Thrive Alive, which is more of our donor base.
Yeah.
Moving forward, you're going to see us really grow with TikToks for Vitality Women's Clinic. You're going to see more Instagram.
Cool.
You're going to see, we're going to continue reaching people where we're at, but we really want to have fun with TikTok.
I think so.
I think there's some cool things there that we're not doing that we could be doing.
Well, and Giving Tuesday is tomorrow.
Yes.
And it's a great time for all of us to give in 501c3.
Yes.
So Uncle Sam loves us to love Thrive and getting ready to be Vitality at any day now, and we can support that mission too. And the monthly reoccurring donors are great if you can do $20 or $10 or whatever you can. But also if you have to make that last donation of the quarter.
I'll tell you what. I mean, that's what Giving Tuesday is such a key component. But we'll even have people come in, like a week before Christmas, the weekend between Christmas. And I will tell you, $2,500 will change the life. It's actually when I break it down into annual giving, $2,500 changes and saves a life.
No kidding.
And so if you guys have that, I mean, if I could get 10 people to say yes to saving a life, the 10 lives saved, it really does have such an incredible impact. And thank you for those that have been giving. I mean, it's been everything, and thank you so much. And as we move forward, we need more help.
1,000%. What events do you have coming up that we can help support you on too?
Yeah, so the Jingle and Bid is going to be our biggest event right now, and then coming in April, we're going to be doing our annual dinner. And that's good. So starting in January, I'm going to start having conversations about getting that set up. April 10th, we're going to be at Lewis and Clark, and we're going to have a big dinner. It's going to be a little different than it's been the last few years. I'm a believer in keeping it quick, so you're going to be in and out. You're going to come in. We're going to feed you really good food, and then we're going to very quickly give a message. And then we know how busy people are, so we really want to honor their time. You'll be in and out probably in an hour and a half, and then we'll probably have some music afterward for those that want to stick around and dance. But it's going to be very on point, and we want to be really intentional about how we do this going forward. But yeah, April 10th is going to be our annual dinner.
Really cool. We'll keep everyone updated. And Jackie, whenever you want to come back on and fill us in on all the great things that Vitality is now going to be doing, feel free to let us know. And we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com ourselves, and then get your press release and put that out there too. And thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having us. And thank you for just providing, because this is, again, being part of the community. What you guys are doing is really having such an impact, because you're telling the stories that need to be told. So
absolutely. Thank you. No, not a problem at all. We'll take a quick break and we'll link everything. Make sure you go bid. I mean, come on, these are some great Christmas gifts. You could really win the holiday season by winning one of these Josephine baskets and calling it a day, or whatever else you want to win online. We'll take a quick break and come back, and we'll wrap up the 10 o'clock hour after this. Actually, no, what we're going to do is, we spoke with Paul Nicolucci on Friday. I was out at, we popped my neck, out of all things. The storm front came in. Ever since I have a bad neck, couldn't move. So I said, Paul, I'm not doing a live show. I can't. He goes, so let's tape one. And we did. We taped a conversation, and we'll air that next right on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hang up your pretty stockings. Turn off the light. Santa Claus is coming down your chimney tonight. Oh.
Welcome back, Daily Show. It's not 10:33. Sorry, Paul and I are taping this because I was going to do a live show on Friday, but I popped something in my neck pretty good, and I'm just deciding that it's going to be a taped interview with Paul, and we're going to run this throughout the week. But it's great to have you in, and really a lot going on in the county. Sydney's doing a great job covering those board meetings.
She always does.
And it's really important for the taxpayer to know because a lot of ways the county's in good shape.
I think so, yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of great things happening. I think the first thing, number one, is Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had a good holiday.
Yeah, Happy Thanksgiving. I'm sorry about your neck. I've had disc replacement. I know about necks, yeah.
It's not fun. You know, and one thing I saw over the holiday weekend was, and I guess we'll just dive right into it this way, is this salary increase for specific department heads. And I guess before I even ask or go into, an opinion on it, is just, what does that mean? What is really happening when it comes to salary increases?
Okay. Well, we have a merit-based system.
Okay.
Where you get 3% if you don't, get the merit-based, 4% if your performance doesn't deem worthy to get that. I shouldn't say worthy. I think everybody works pretty hard at that county. All our departments are real good. But for whatever reason, if you don't get that 1% raise, you don't get to 4, but you get 3.
Okay.
And maybe some people are confused. They think, those politicians get themselves a raise. No, these are actually people who work in the county. Mm-hmm. They're working people. They're not elected officials. They're just like, your average worker on the street, and I say, well, everybody gets a raise at their job.
Yeah.
A company I work for, they gave me better than 4%.
Right.
So the last 10 years. So.
Well, and now for
I want to frame this. Sorry to cut you off. Our department heads make less than St. Clair County. Like, they're really not that well paid for how big of a county we are.
Really?
I believe we're the 8th biggest county. And our fiscal health is unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you go to St. Clair County, which is not fiscally as healthy as us and not even really as big as us, I think we got them by like 13,000 people.
Wow.
That said, we have 20,000 more jobs in this county.
Wow.
They pay their people more. And their county board members, I believe they still have medical. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that, but I know there's a time when they had medical, and we don't get medical.
No, that's it. I'm glad you brought that up because that was the whole question. Our department heads, so they aren't picked by the chairman or any. They're
Yes, they are picked by a chairman.
Okay.
A lot of them go back to, I think most of the department heads Kurt picked. Chris has put a few in there.
Okay.
So,
and just to note for the public on how that works, and because I saw that as the argument maybe as being, well, they could pick anybody, and that's, technically yes, but there's a lot of very qualified people. There's no one in Madison County, in my opinion, Paul, that should not be in an office.
Right.
And that's just my opinion, truthfully.
I work with these, I was skeptical about government employees like most citizens. Once I started, on a county board in 2022, it's really well run up there.
It is.
Any corporation would want to be run as good as the administration building or the courthouse. It is very efficient. The workers are really nice. The department heads are really competent. I'm like, wow, I've never had to wait for a response for anything. They serve the public good. Mm-hmm. They're really impressive people.
Yeah.
So I didn't really mind paying certain people like that. And the thing is too, if we get bad department heads, that could be a domino effect of money losses, not running a department right, that affects the community. So I think us securing them is good.
Yeah.
And, Chris inherited a lot of Kurt's people. He kept most of them. Yeah. So, he kept good people, and we want good people in those positions.
Well, and I think that's a really great note, too, is that, it wasn't just it wasn't an overhaul. It was a pretty great transition from those. That's really interesting, too.
Right.
Well, and also, I feel like, throughout the county, there's just a lot of back and forth lately.
Sure.
I feel like is more than fair to say, and it's not it's with specific groups. Now it feels like the social media game has stepped up for whatever. Do you think the volume and not only the volume but the tone in which that some of these conversations are going on social media is appropriate? And what I mean by that is there's times that not to cut you off, but there's times where I'm not talking about necessarily terms that are used, but just you see people resulting in, well, let's just take it outside type of mentality, or let's fight about it, and it's not constructive to me.
No, not at all.
And so, what are your thoughts on just where we are at politically in terms of just how we're vocalizing and talking about issues?
I got in that trap myself. I said things on social media I've regretted in the past. I try to do better with that, like on a daily basis, because it's so hard. What I find, there's a few I deal with Collinsville and Maryville, and even in the county, I'm sure other people you can tell me more about what goes on in the Alton social media links. But like in the Collinsville-Maryville area, I think it's pretty intense. Some of the far left in Collinsville-Maryville area really goes at people online. But when I look at it, I'm like, it's the same group over and over again. They'll go to the library board. They'll trash the library online. They trash the township online. Then they go there. Well, they don't really disrupt their meetings as much as the library board. Believe it or not, they had their annual meeting. They had 3% tax levy. I think the board president wanted to do a flat tax levy, which I think the way their finances looked at would have been more than fair. People are so stretched right now. Mm-hmm. You literally had this woman, she's in her mid-60s, I believe. She ran up to the podium in the middle of the meeting she like threw money at her in protest.
Oh,
so
that's inappropriate.
That's very inappropriate. I've never seen anything like that. And, that's why they have law enforcement at those meetings. People were complaining because they had law enforcement at the library board meetings. Well, you got stuff like that. That wouldn't happen if there's police there. Like, nobody would run up to our podiums in a county. There's 3 policemen within eyesight in the room. And you wouldn't even get to us. The sheriff's deputies are just unbelievable. They're no one to get near us.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, the county board meetings, from what I heard, got a little chaotic in terms of just, some of the language that was being shouted. It was getting a little loud at times, wasn't it?
Well, the Charlie Kirk thing was just completely unprofessional and disgusting. Group of local agitators, they yelled profanity at us, called the racist, pretty much what the far left does. And then they look like, I'm sitting in the back row and I'm looking behind me. It looked like they were going to come over our row at us. But I will say that the sheriff's deputies got there quick and that crowd was out of there and under control. Wow. So, and it's a shame it had to come to that. Yeah. We even allowed, I think, 17 of them to speak that night, somewhere in that neighborhood, way past the usual limit of speakers. And, they just hurled vile stuff at us.
Well, and to me, you just aren't going to get anywhere.
Right.
With it, and it's on, but I mean, you can, the same, folks that go, the far left can make claims about far right in some cases. I don't think that it equates in the grander scale, and I'm not going to go into that now, but my point is that the rhetoric is on both sides. But whenever you can't go into a board meeting and have quorum, that's an issue, and have and keep it respectful. That you aren't going to ever grow politically. It's just going to keep splitting right down the middle.
Well, and we all got some pretty rough emails. I got one profanity laced one from one of the people who was yelling profanity as in the crowd. Oh. Not a serious person at all, but I'm just like, wow. Yeah. This is, and I'm sorry, you just don't see that from our side. The Republican side doesn't go to townships and get tossed out, yell profanity at elected officials, and come off kind of threatening too. Well, they tried to dox a county board rep who worked on the resolution, and they were saying real creepy stuff about him online. We've never done that to them.
Well, and so where do you think there's a mendable fence there? If that makes sense, because at the end of the day, there are Democrats on the county board, and I'm not saying they're far left, and I don't want to ever insinuate that or say that they're anywhere close, but you still got to would like to, the people want to see some type of compromise, or at least some type of teamwork. Is there a conversation to be had that can really tone all that down from the groups?
I thought the Democrat county board members, the ones that did vote against it, gave a good reason. I didn't have a problem. I didn't agree with it, but I didn't have a problem with why they didn't vote for it. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with anybody disagreeing with having a Charlie Kirk Day. What I have a problem with, they're just a blatant lies. I think, I got in a back and forth, in your paper, actually, RiverBender, I wrote an editorial against what the NAACP had. I think Leon Smallwood, is that his name?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he wrote, this is completely untrue, that Charlie built his platform on racism towards African Americans. And, I kind of said something. We could, I did tell him to come on here with me and you would have us on. Let's watch a video. What did he say? He did not build his platform on racism. That's just untrue. And the whole thing about Charlie Kirk dying kind of hit me harder in a lot of ways than just him dying. I was a fan. I watched him. The guy was entertaining. He had good charisma. He knows so much. The guy reads 50 books a year, and I believe it. The way he goes live and doesn't not look at a script and just the information he knows is pretty impressive. So he had a good presence. He's a man of faith. He spoke openly about his faith more than any kind of political pundit has in recent, maybe history, I don't know, recent history for sure. But when he died, people were celebrating. They were making up lies. I'm like, man, I've never seen so many people so eager to just trash a dead man or say he deserved to die. It was kind of sad, man.
Well, And that's why I bring that up with the outbursts and everything, because there was, that was a pretty talked about county board meeting, and just to hear a little bit more insights on that's always fascinating. Going into the county a little bit more, we're getting into 2026 before we know it.
Sure.
We're in it now. As far as I'm concerned, you got a Democratic candidate starting. I haven't seen too much on the Republican side yet that in terms of who's running in primaries, because Amy's looking pretty good. Like she's not going to have a primary.
No, I don't believe
opponent.
so.
I don't think Erica is either.
No, it's too late if they had declared by now.
But so that looks pretty good. But on the flip side of that, Rosie Brown's going to be running against Amy Ellick in the midterms at this point, because I don't think anyone's filed.
No, it's too late. Yeah.
So on the Republican side of it, though, in the county, it looks like there's going to be a challenge in terms of Kurt Prenzler against Linda Andreas, correct?
Correct, yeah. That's going through.
And is that going to be 2026 that we're looking
2026 primary. I think the last date of vote is March 17th.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, yeah.
You're a county board member.
Sure.
You were a county board member under Chairman Prenzler.
And I've known Chairman Prenzler, and before I was a county board member, worked with him a lot over the years. Same with Chris. Actually, me and Chris used to work out at the same gym. So I think we've known each other a little over 20 years in some form or capacity. So yeah, I knew both of them good. I know Linda really well too.
What's your thought on it though? And I'll ask you that in two ways. Thought on number one, just that race, but other than that, the thought of primarying each other, does that show a strong foundation for the party when you see primary efforts like that?
Wow, that's a good question. I'm glad we don't talk during interviews, because you're kind of catching me with a natural reaction here. Wow. I will say that it caught us off guard. It caught every Republican elected official off guard, like the precinct committee men and women too. We were just really caught off guard. Yeah. Kurt Randy called me, and we talked about it. We're friends outside politics too. I think Kurt's always going to be my friend. He's got a great family, which I've got to know. I said, well, Kurt, I promised Linda I would help her. I've got petitions, for her. So I can't help you this time.
Yeah.
Really felt awful. That's the first time I've ever said anything to him like that in all those campaigns. But I just can't. I'm like, you sure you want to do this? Life's good for you right now. The Schlafly organization, you're doing amazing work there. I like reading your emails, and Kurt's doing work that Kurt's like to do. He says something, he means it, and he gets behind it. The party, I don't want to speak for all of the party. The vibe I get, I think it's like with me, I just don't like the fact that it's happening.
Okay.
I think I would say the Republican Party is as unified as it's ever been. You have all these people. We have so many elected officials. We all have strong opinions, strong enough to run for, an elected office. So do we have disagreements? Sure. But for the most part, we get along unbelievably well. And if I have a disagreement with a fellow board member or any elected official, we usually talk about it. And even if I maybe don't think they're 100% right, I'm like, okay, I'll go with it, because, it's your call and everything. So I kind of see where you're coming from. No, but we're unbelievably unified. Here's what I want out of this primary, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. You can ask me any question you want after I give this statement. Kurt's obviously run. He has a right to, whether people want him to or not. I want Kurt to run a good campaign, a good, clean campaign like Kurt usually runs. His idea is why he thinks he can do better. I want the same from Linda. I know she's going to do that. The only thing out there is it's just the elephant in the room. It's been with the party and Kurt for a while, especially Kurt. There's some ex-employees that were, let go about 6 years ago. They have caused so much trouble around the county. They have attacked employees. They've attacked just about every elected official in the county who's served in the last 10 years, probably. I'm not exaggerating. You take a guy like me and a lot of the board members now. We weren't there when these gentlemen got fired. A lot of us don't even. I know who they are. I didn't know one of them until. He was fired.
To tie two and two together, is this the same because I know that it was reported on how much was being spent on certain lawsuits.
Yeah, on the lawsuits. Yes, same guys. Okay. Same guys. 700 FOIAs. Yeah. But they've harassed elected officials they don't even know that didn't vote to fire me. They just harassed county employees. This is all true. One of these gentlemen even confronted my father in Walmart. Yeah, my dad's 80. He has Vietnam vet cap on. Yeah, and I didn't even fire this gentleman. I didn't know him when he was on work for the county. So, yeah, he confronted my father. So it's got that bad. What I want Kurt to do is to give a public statement. Everybody wants Kurt to give this because nobody wants to have a bad campaign and say negative stuff about Kurt or Linda. They just want him to go. So what shouldn't say everybody, what I want, what a lot of people I've talked to want, Kurt denounces their attacks on everybody. He says and give a statement that they have no room in his campaign or his administration if he wins clerk. He needs to give those public statements because they will quit helping him if they got nothing to gain off him. That's just how they are.
Well, and honestly, it's one of those that it's good for just some insightful tips as we look into that race that the calendar year rolls over, and it's one of those where I'm sure because I think the public gets it twisted, and we do so many times watching national politics too, is that just because you disagree, you hate each other. There's friendships outside of politics.
Oh yes, yeah.
But you got to also do what's best for.
The county,
and I think that's a good way to put that. And, Paul, why don't we do that? We'll put a pinpoint right here and we'll take a break.
Okay.
We'll come back and we'll chat a little bit more. You guys stay there and I'll be here in the studio on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that'll talk and we'll go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again.
It totally looked like Christmas on a Saturday, you know. I really hope we get a white Christmas this year. It's been like what? It's been a long, long time since we had a white Christmas.
It's been a little bit, but boy, is it pretty in the park.
It is. Well, and kind of a bummer though, because you had to postpone the Christmas Village, the first 2 days, but there's a whole lot of Santa time left in the month of December.
There is, and I think the snow's going to stay for a little bit. So you'll be able to see the twinkling lights in the snow, I think, for the next week or so.
That'll be perfect.
It will be. It's very, very pretty, I will tell you.
Well, and now Christmas Village is such a beautiful thing, and it's such a big deal. Take me through how this has grown over the years.
So we're in our 9th year, and it started 9 years ago with Just in the Park, and we raised $5,000 in a very short period of time, and bought some lights and put them up in the park, and started from there with some hot chocolate. And from there, now it's grown in throughout all of Central Park and in through the Arboretum. We now have 12 glass cottages. This year, we added 40 community trees. We have vendors under the bingo, what we call the bingo shelter. So we have vendors there. We have, oh my gosh, just so much going on. It's just a lot. We have the beautiful arch that you can walk under and have photos done. We have a photo op on the stage with Santa's sleigh. So it is gorgeous. So many wonderful opportunities. The thing to remember is that it is free. Mm-hmm. We would ask that you support us the way you can through donations. And also we have a hot chocolate stand. You can buy fixings for s'mores at the s'more station, buy a hot dog. So very minimal. This year we have Philly pretzels.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yes, we're very excited about that. We're moving up in the world as we age. But it's put together totally by volunteers. It still cost us about $20,000 to put it all on.
Does it really?
Yeah, it does.
How can more people reach out and support this great mission?
So walking through the park, we have QR codes and we have collection boxes. You can. I will also put the QR code on our Facebook page a little bit later today. Some people have supported us through roadblocks, and we're grateful for that. And other people have just given us donations and sponsorships, so we're very thankful for that as well.
Well, and we'll make sure that we can link all the ways that we can support and donate to such a great cause, because really it's really just great for generation upon generation to have something for Christmas like that really ties in that hometown, what Bethalto's known for theme,
It is great. And I mean, it's free. That's
right.
What we've worked really, really hard to do, is to keep it free. We want it to be accessible to everyone anytime. Now, the advantage of coming on the weekends, we do have Santa, the s'more station, the vendors. There's a lot more happening during the weekend on Saturday and Sunday nights, but you're always welcome to walk the park at any time.
Absolutely. And, I wanted to ask you, too, about the Victorian Christmas Walk, because I know that comes down the pipeline the second Sunday of every December, correct?
Right. So that'll be December 14th. So the second Sunday, again, they'll have the carriage rides. The museum and the little log cabin right next to the museum will be open for people to walk through and view. There'll be roasted chestnuts, cookies, popcorn, so lots of fun things. And, of course, people dressed in Victorian attire.
That's cool.
So that's a really nice piece that we have. There will be some caroling there. And then I think we have carolers in the park that night also. We have carolers in the park a couple nights.
That's really cool. And now, how can we stay up to date on all the fun, select nights like carolers in the park or all those different opportunities?
Right. So I'm working really hard to keep our Facebook page up. It's back to Jane this year, so along with everything else. So I am posting that on there. Farm Bureau carries, which is the educational committee of the Madison County Farm Bureau, will be out on the 7th. They were out a couple of years ago, and they talked to the kids about it. You probably can't see it, but what farm corn is and the different kinds of corn. And then they made a cute little ornament. So a nice little educational piece. Another thing that we have new this year is Cornerstone Church is out there. And on Saturdays only, they have a tent with kids' games.
Oh, wow.
So that's a really fun thing. Again, free. So come and shop the vendors. We have a number of local hometown vendors. Some of them have been at a market, some not. And come out and support these folks that work so hard to bring you gifts.
Well, absolutely. And on top of that, you can stay up to date. This is Bethalto Christmas Village on Facebook, Bethalto Xmas Village. If you type in facebook.com and need a /. That's cool. Well, and you can stay up to date this way, too, and you can see all the select events that are, coming up and just different opportunities.
Right.
And really just, like I said, it's such a cool and unique attraction to the Riverbend region, and really just a really neat opportunity for area families to come together. Like you said, it's free and to really enjoy it.
Right. And again, that's what we've really worked hard at, is keeping it free. And thank you for showing the Facebook page.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciate that. But again, it's keeping it free. So many of the attractions have a price tag attached to them, and that gets difficult. We're a family of 9, so we get it's expensive. Mm-hmm. So come out, get we have great Santa. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. So come out and get your picture with Santa. Do your family picture up on the stage. All that's at no cost.
That's so cool.
And just have a good time.
Absolutely. You got a moment to take a quick break, Jane?
I do.
We'll come back with more of this great conversation. And on top of that, too, earlier, a couple of minutes ago, you heard part 1 of our conversation with Madison County Board Member Paul Nicolucci. We're going to continue part 2 either today on the show in the 10 o'clock hour, or we'll continue it tomorrow at 9:40. We'll keep you updated just on timing. But a great conversation there. We're going to continue that. And you can see it in its entirety at RiverBender.com/daily show. But that's a 2-part conversation, just a programming note if you guys were curious. 10:15, we'll come back with Jane and Bethalto Christmas Village right after this. RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is the White Works, president of Works Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. The White has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college, and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Rudolph, whizzing like a shooting star. Run, run, Rudolph, Santa meant to make it in town. Santa, make him hurry, tell him he can take the freeway down.
10:16 on this Monday morning, the first day of December falls on it. That's pretty rare. You know, the first day of the month falls on a Monday.
Yeah, that's a nice way to start. It makes it easier to keep track.
Yeah, that's right. Jane, you know, as we get back into the Bethalto Christmas Village, there's a lot of really cool opportunities, and I think it's so neat to have, like, you know, the carolers through the park and you know, photos with Santa and just all the really cool aspects of what makes Christmas, you know, Christmas. And you know, also coming up, you were telling me during the break, there's going to be a run that comes to the park as well, correct?
There will be. So on the 13th of December, there is the Missy Frosty Run. This is in honor of Missy and John and Dominic Cafaza, who were killed. A scholarship has been formed in their name, and they give away thousands of dollars every year to high school seniors. So that is the 13th. You can register. It's a run and a walk. So it's a 5K run and a 1 mile walk at Misty's Frosty 5K and Merry Mile. So that'll be on our Facebook page as well. But it's a great way to support a great scholarship program, and it gets people through the park. It's kind of a fun night to watch everybody walking through the park, and we've really enjoyed that. One thing that I do want to encourage folks is tell your friends and family. We kind of got into some new areas last year. We had some people come from various areas that within 20 miles that had not been to the park before. And please encourage your family and friends and tell them what a wonderful place it is at no cost.
Well, absolutely. And you know, especially you hit it, you know, on the head too. And all this information we'll link in a write-up on RiverBender so we can keep you all updated. But The fact is, there's so many times, throughout the year, things get expensive, and, the Christmas season's no different, and like you said, a family of 9, and, right now it's tough for younger families and really anybody. So to have these free events because of great sponsorships and great community, investors and folks that are just involved and volunteers, it's really cool to have these opportunities and to be able to come out. And now, just for everyone at home, is there any hot chocolate or anything that's going to be?
There is.
Is that free?
We have what we call Dan's Famous Hot Chocolate, and I believe it is $1 yet. I know the hot dogs are $3. We have Wild Bill's hot dogs at $3. Philly pretzels at $3. So again, we've kept it very, very reasonable, and water. So we've kept it very, very low key, very, very affordable. And s'more kits, I think, are $2.
Oh, you can't beat that. Yeah.
No, and you go over to the little kit and you make your little s'more in the little fire pit, and so it's a great memory, very inexpensive, less than the $1 menu at McDonald's.
That's a great.
So I'm just saying, you can come out, support Christmas Village, make some memories, have a great time, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. And Jane, going forward too, what's is the Facebook page the best way to stay up to date for inclement weather and all of that?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, like I posted all that yesterday. We took a walk through the park at noon yesterday and made our decision. We were kind of waiting to see, but it was just too slick.
And now ADA accessibility, is that...
So we are on a paved path.
That's what I was curious about, yeah.
So we are on a paved path. Probably the best way to enter for any wheelchair or walker or strollers. It's great for strollers. Is just come down by the bandstand at Central Park. Just come on down that way, and you can go all the way through on a paved path. It's beautiful.
Nice. Well, and how many lights do you think you got set up over there?
We got thousands. AC could tell you better than I can, but there are tens of thousands of lights. Every year we keep adding more. We're grateful to Element, who comes out and puts the lights up in our high trees.
Oh, wow.
So that's part of the cost, but we've got some beautiful purple and gold in honor of our CM Eagles. And, of course, one of them just got state. Max Weber just got state. So we're pretty excited. Yeah, we're pretty excited that we have a state fella here. And so we have purple and tree, and then we have uplit trees, and we have one of the guys calls it the President's Row, and we have lots of selfie stations, just tons to do. And of course, with the cottages, stopping at those, and those are all decorated differently and very family friendly.
Well, and I just think it's, just a great opportunity for folks to come together and really just enjoy. And I think that's really what it's about. And it's great that you guys come together. And how many are part of the group that puts on the Christmas Village?
So the initial group is 12, but then thank goodness for the Bethalto Eagles, the senior Eagles, the senior group. They have stepped up tremendously and have just helped us. And we would never be done if it were not for the help of them. The Silver Eagles. Cool. The Silver Eagles. I was zoning for a minute. But it's Bethalto Silver Eagles, and they're retired folks that come together, and they have just been amazing. So we couldn't do it without volunteers, because that's the only way we can do it.
Yeah. How can we support your mission even further in volunteerism? Are you always taking more volunteers?
Yeah, reach out. I was just getting a text a little bit ago. We could possibly use some volunteers on the 20th at the park.
Okay.
So just reach out on our Facebook page and message and let us know, and we can do that. And otherwise, just tell people about us. We are just a hidden gem.
Yeah.
We are a hidden gem. And I know, unfortunately, Jerseyville didn't get to have their country Christmas this year.
Yeah, that was such a bummer.
Yeah, and that's a very nice event as well. But if you didn't get to have that experience, come down and make some memories in 2025 with us.
Absolutely. And Jane, real quick, how long is the walkthrough, do you think, to take the lap around the park?
Well, it's a mile. So
there you go.
Yeah, it's a mile. So however your stroller goes, however fast your stroller goes.
However cold it is outside.
Yeah, however cold it is, or how often you stop, or maybe you do half one night and half another night.
Oh, that'd be cool, yeah.
I mean, that's the advantage of it being free.
That's true. You can go whenever you want.
You can come one night, and if somebody has a meltdown, you come back another night. I mean, that's just kind of how it is, right?
That's a good point for parents out there.
It is. It's at night.
Yeah.
So people get cold. Oh, the other thing I do want to say is please dress appropriately. We do not have coats. We do not have hats. We do not have pants. Please do not wear shorts. Please do not wear sandals. Please wear a coat and gloves and a hat. It is cold. It is December. It is winter.
Yeah.
So just please dress appropriately because we do not have the means to help you stay warm.
Yeah.
If you don't dress appropriately. The other thing is we have a lot of folks who drive seniors and those, just passing by. Feel free to drive down Central and view what you can from the road. It's really a very scenic and you can see a lot from the road.
Absolutely. Well, I just think it's just such a cool opportunity for folks to come together and really just enjoy it. I think it's such a great thing. And now, when does Santa come? Is he there the entire time?
Santa's there every Saturday and Sunday. So we've got the 6th and the 7th yet, which is this weekend, the 13th and 14th the next weekend, and then the 20th and the 21st. Santa is there from 5 to 8 each of those nights.
Really cool. And now what are the other hours? Or is that the complete?
That's when we're open.
Okay.
5 to 8 on Saturday and Sunday, the next 3 weekends. And that's when the hot chocolate stands open, the s'more stand,
All
the
of it will
vendors.
be?
The vendors. Everything's there from 5 to 8.
Well, and we'll link the Bethalto Xmas Village Facebook account. That's the hyperlink. So if you go to facebook.com, you can put that in on the / or just type it into your search bar on Facebook and it'll take you right there. But that's where they can stay up to date on, any announcements with inclement weather and all that.
Absolutely. And we're not going to have any more bad weather. We've only got 6 days left.
That's true.
So we're forbidding it.
That's right. And then, Jane, real quick, what's that date again on the Frosty Run?
So the Frosty Run is the 13th, and the Victorian Walk is the 14th.
Okay.
So that's a full weekend.
And then one last time, for more information, it's the Bethalto Xmas Village on Facebook. We'll link everything. And then, Jane, just keep up the great work.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you for all your support. We appreciate everything.
Absolutely. Anything else to talk about? Are we good?
I think we're good for a minute.
For a minute. That's true. There's always something else coming down the pipeline.
There is.
You can learn more about Bethalto Spirit as well online. And we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more Daily Show next.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar
Throughout all
Public
life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the...
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is the White Works, president of Works Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. The White has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal.
Welcome back, Daily Show on a Monday. It's the first Monday of December. Mary Cordes back in the studio. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I was up better. I almost had the damn music bed and just lost it at the end.
Just almost.
You know, no one values the Bare Naked Ladies Christmas song.
So I actually love that. We were talking about this last night. That album, because it's Sarah McLachlan and Bare Naked Ladies, and Nick Lowe has this fantastic album called Quality Street, and it's all Christmas music. Like there's rockabilly versions of like Silent Night, and he's got a song like Christmas at the Airport, and it's just a really great Christmas album, and that is an underrated
I think so
song.
too. Every time I'm like, why are we not playing this more?
It's a good one.
Absolutely. You know, Hayner Library is in Christmas mode, I'm imagining.
Yes.
And how is that looking for you?
So we're doing all right. We actually have 2 events to talk about. One of them is our holiday open house at the Genealogy and Local History Library. So that is this coming Saturday from 11 to 1. And if you've not been into the building when it's decorated, it's like a Victorian inspired
It really is
holiday.
so cool.
It's beautiful. And so we'll have the fireplaces going. The whole building will be decorated in this Victorian era decor. We have all kinds of snacks and crafts and local history related items for people. And also it's a great place because the fireplaces are going to be up and running to have your family picture taken.
Oh, absolutely.
So
and
if you're
I'm
thinking about it,
still a little upset that you kind of,
I know,
throw it out there
sorry
to the
about
public
that.
before I could get there. But it really is a great spot if you guys haven't done that yet.
Yeah, it's really pretty. We actually took a family picture there once before, and it's a really pretty place to have a picture taken.
That's awesome. And that's really just a great time to come together and just have a really, really cool Christmas event.
Yeah. My niece was in there the other day to pick up something for the little art show that we're having, and she said, "Aunt Mary, do you know how cool that building is?" I said, "Yeah, Kate, I kind of have an idea." So
now, is it decorated already?
We're working on it.
Cool.
So yeah, but it will be done in time for the event, and then it'll be up for the whole month of December, the rest of the month.
That's all. How is the McAtee's performance coming along? Is that
great?
cool?
There's still a few seats left. That is filling up. So that's at Lewis and Clark College at the Benjamin Godfrey Chapel.
That'll be so cool.
Yeah,
and that's at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Yeah, that's going to be 2 o'clock on Sunday. And so if you've not heard them sing before, they're both members of Porch Cafe, which is a local band that is amazing, and they both have fantastic voices.
They just got married.
Yeah. And so they're going to be singing holiday songs. It's just a cool venue to begin with, and we're really glad and thankful to Lewis and Clark Music Department for partnering with us on that program. But they are going to be singing. They're both really great musicians. I just think, if you're looking for something to do on Sunday, 2:00, it's kind of a great, you do your morning thing, go to lunch with some friends, and then come to the concert. So
it really is such a cool setting for it, too.
It's a really neat place.
Have you guys done a Christmas concert there for a while?
We have. We've done one. We have Switchback.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And Switchback has been coming on a different time now, rather than that. So we've got them coming throughout the year at other times, and then we just decided to change it up for Christmas.
Did you do a Celtic Christmas last year?
We did. Yeah, we did a Celtic Christmas.
That?
Yeah,
wow.
I know. Got a good memory, and that was a really fun concert too. So.
And now, on the same day, are you guys still doing the Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
So that's for the teens. Yep,
okay.
That's going to be for the teens. That's in the afternoon, and so there you can come to the NCG Theater.
That's a nice theater.
Yeah, I love our theater.
Nice theater.
I really love our theater. In fact, I know somebody from Edwardsville, and Edwardsville always has
that's
the
so
nice
true.
stuff. And
that's
they come to Alton to go to the theater, and they have their own theater. So
that theater is not looking too good anymore.
I haven't been in it since we got the Alton Theater.
But no reason to.
So that's going to be on our website too, and teens do need to sign up for that because we need to head count because we have a limited number of tickets, so that it includes the ticket to the movie, it includes popcorn and soda, all for free for teens. So
that'd be like $85.
So if you're a teen and you want to see that movie, go ahead and give us a call and invite a couple of friends, and you can come see the movie for free and free popcorn and soda.
I think it's so cool that the library provides that, because that really is, the community space in which the library is growing into in that next realm of what it looks like.
Absolutely. And, it's one of the things that the teens, we always ask them, what do you want to do? And this is one of the things that they said, well, the theater's right there. We really like this. And it's not taking place in the library, but it's getting teens to the library and thinking about that the library is more than just books, that it's a place for them to come, to gather, and hopefully, when they're at that event, they'll start coming to other things that we have and getting them used to coming into the library. So
1,000%. Well, I just think it's really and Megan does a great job.
She does a great job.
Everyone on your staff does. And that's what I think so cool, too, is your team is awesome.
Yeah,
you really have
great staff.
There's no one that doesn't contribute to the mission of the library.
No, and they're coming up with different events all the time. Like, they'll say, what do you think about trying this? Like, let's try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we try something else.
Well, but I think it's so unique with what Hayner Library is, because it really is more than just a commitment to what a normal library has, because there's such a historical commitment to it as well. And I think that's so unique for what you guys are.
And we have a history of providing things other than, just coming in and getting a book and leaving. I mean, even throughout our entire history, we have Frederick Douglass come and speak at the library, and Ralph Waldo Emerson, and Elizabeth Cady Stanton. I mean, we've had a history of doing things and programming other than just books. So,
where'd they speak at? Was it at
the? You know what? I should know this. It was not in our building. I should know this. And I don't know this. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up. Yep.
Well, Lacey's coming in on Wednesday.
You can ask
too.
her on Wednesday.
That's so cool. And hey, December 13th, I'm seeing there's going to be a kids' holiday celebration.
Yep. So the kids' holiday party is that day, and so again, no registration needed. We've tried to. A lot of our children's programming eliminate registration, because with kids, you never know. You have every intention in the world of coming, and then somebody gets sick or something happens in the family, and you've made this reservation. So we just have gone ahead and just said, here's the dates that we're having these children's programming for the most part. Just show up, and that one is going to be the 13th, and that's going to take place in our performance room upstairs, because we just don't have enough room to do it in the library, so we do it in our performance room upstairs. So, yeah.
Well, and what I think is really nice too is, and just to throw out before we take a break, is you're closed December 24th through the 29th.
26th.
26th, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and then you're open Saturday.
Yeah.
I like that you're closed that Friday, though, the day after. That's cool.
Well, a lot of that is just the fact that over the years, historically, people,
just
they're still in the
mode.
Sense. And so it's like, we're saving taxpayer money on staff and utilities and all of that, because there just isn't the door count to warrant.
I just think it's important, though, that you guys do that and give them, your
it's
staff
it's a nice break.
A needed break.
Yeah, because we're open, almost 13 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's
How are your
nice.
new hours going? Are they going well? well?
Going okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I just had a conversation with my sister-in-law about that yesterday. And, it was really nice because we still do have the evening opening hours downtown on Wednesday evenings until 7. So it does give people that are coming over from Missouri or coming across the river back home to an evening to still pick up their on-hold materials or use the genealogy library in the evening. But it's also allowed us to shift more staff out to the mall library in the evenings because that's where the patrons, we're going. So going okay.
Absolutely. Hey, 10:38. You got a moment to take a break with me?
Sure.
We'll come back with Mary Cordes, Executive Director. I don't give out your title too much. That's not fair of me to do. You worked hard for that title.
That's all right.
Executive Director.
Yeah.
I'll be like Don Rickles, and I'll start yelling about it.
More official, more important than I am. I always say it's nice to know people in low places. So yeah.
Oh man, you should see the pond that I'm a big fish in. It's actually the pothole outside. No, we're gonna come back with more Daily Show with Beyond the Shelves next.
What's up? It's my Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, riding down Santa Claus Lane. Blitzen, blitzen, all here's a reindeer pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. Hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus.
Daily Show, welcome back. 10:42, but Mary's in the studio. She is the executive director. I'm getting it all back. See, all the years I missed. You've only been, the longest running segment sponsor on the show. Going back in, local author book fair is going to be on what day?
That's this Saturday, coming Saturday. So we have I think we have 24 authors.
It's such a cool
thing.
We
had somebody who canceled because it was full, and we had someone who canceled, but we have 25 authors. They're going to be there on Saturday, December 6th, from 11 to 1, same time as the open house. So you can, go to one and then go to the other. But it's from 11 to 1, and it is 25 local authors. You can stop by. You can do some Christmas shopping. It's at the Alton Square Mall in the courtyard just outside the library. So you can come. You can meet all these different authors. They're all different genres: children's books, history, self-help, religious, just all kinds of different sci-fi, romance, all different kinds of authors. Meet an author, buy their books, get their books signed. Great chance to support local art writers and also knock some things off your Christmas list for people.
It's totally such a cool thing, and it also gives the library a chance to showcase that you also feature local authors all the time in your section at Hayner Library.
Exactly. Yep. And so you can come take a look at that, and then while you're there, you can pop in the library, take a look at our library of things, get registered for a library card. We got all kinds of stuff going on that day.
Is the escalator working?
No. That's all right.
But I just wanted to make sure.
But
for
actually,
the people it's important.
That's a good point because depending on where you park, the good thing is it's at 11. It's from 11 to 1, and Penny's is open during those hours. So you can pull and come in through Penny's, do some shopping there, use their elevator if you need it. They also have elevator and escalator if you need it. I would just tell people, especially families that are coming out that next weekend on the 13th for the family holiday, that if you've got strollers, if you've got somebody in a wheelchair, you need to park upstairs and then come in to our programming room that way because the escalator's been broken since I think May. So always happens right before our summer reading program. So we spend the whole summer carrying things up and down the stairs. So, that's how it goes. So
I guess. On that, just real quick, is everything else looking good for building stuff? Pretty good feedback?
Yes, we've been getting no, that's great. We've been getting really good feedback from people, and honestly, I do appreciate it because knowing what people want is half the battle.
It's a team decision.
You want to make sure that you're giving people what they want. And so we've had people that have said, "Hey, have you thought about this building? Have you thought about this site?" And I really appreciate that. And I also gives me a chance to tell people we've looked at everything. So if there's an empty school, an empty lot, an empty old business, an empty, something, or
McKinley School is $5,000 a month to heat. I just want to throw that out to people.
I know. And it, again, we come into the reinforcing of the floors and the foundation. So
because books weigh so much.
So even if people say, well, you could still reinforce the floors. We could, but sometimes the foundation has been poured for a specific structure, and then you start adding weight to that, and it compromises the foundation.
You're just better off
building. So there's all kinds of things to do.
But I love the fact that you're being so transparent. You and the board, everyone is. The trustees are, and I think
because it doesn't do us any good not to be. The whole point is to hopefully build a library for the public. It's a public library, so we do want input. We do want people's opinions and thoughts, and to keep people updated on all that we're doing. Right now, we're in the process. We had interviews getting ready to start interviews for architectural firms. And then the architectural firms will be able to help us hey, this is the site size you need. This is the type of building you need. We'll start doing public engagement. Here's how much it's potentially going to cost. And
here's how much CJ statue should be.
Yeah, exactly. And all of those factors go into, can we make this happen? So, because it's not a done deal. We have to start somewhere.
I appreciate, because of that time you and Kevin came on, there was no questionnaire I sent you or anything. I mean, we just kind of just talked about it, and I think that's really cool for the public to know. What else is coming down that we should plug real quick?
Well, like I said, the main things we want to plug are this weekend. We've got our local author book fair on Saturday from 11 to 1. We have our holiday open house at the Genealogy and Local History Library from 11 to 1. And then we have our our holiday program at the Godfrey Chapel at 2:00 on Sunday, and all of those are free. Everyone's welcome to attend all of those. And then the following weekend we have the kids' holiday party.
And on some of those, seriously, make sure you register because your guys' events are filling up
so the one that you need to register for is the holiday program at Lewis and Clark, because that seats about 200 people.
I bet that sounds awesome.
And it's great acoustics.
Yeah.
Really good acoustics. And it looked, it's just kind of a neat building.
I love the picture of them moving that thing.
That was so much fun to see them move that. That was incredible.
That is so cool.
Incredible.
I think I saw it on your Facebook page.
Yeah, it was really neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
With that being said, I do just want to point out that I still think the best quote of the year was from Kevin that said, CJ Nasello studio right there at the New Haven.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's one of the things we're looking at is a maker space.
It's cool though. It's the new way a library is.
It is. It absolutely is.
Believe it or not, and it's really cool that you're in the opportunity now, I think, to do that. And, keep up the great work.
Thank you.
We'll link everything about these upcoming events and your final calls to action because after that, it's 2026.
And isn't that crazy? It just doesn't feel like it should be.
Wild.
November went by. I can't believe how fast. October felt like it took a long time.
It did.
But November just
after
flew
Halloween
by.
got here, it was just like boom.
Yep.
Welcome to Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
And for all of you that did not shop on Friday or on Sunday or Saturday or on today, you have 23 days because there is nothing that Amazon can do for you during Christmas Eve to get
and
that.
I always tell people, think about subscriptions to things, like a zoo membership or, something that you can go do rather than a thing.
The zoo membership is the coolest gift.
Zoo memberships, Missouri Botanical Gardens, come sign up for a library card.
That's true.
Make a family outing
Shop
to do that.
Alton Main Street Small Business District and go to
business,
Milton
absolutely.
and go see the local authors at the local author book fair because
right.
they're a small business too.
That's
and that's
right.
a tough business to
tough
self-publish
business.
and all of that. Some of them
really
are.
Is.
It really is. Mary, thank you so much as always for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
We'll take a quick break and we're going to come back and I'm actually going to I'm going to play part 2 of our conversation with Madison County Board Member Paul Nicolucci right after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Wielding and
Welcome back, Daily Show.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Wielding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Chris Trula gave to me 7 packs of smokes, 6 packs of 2, 4, 5. And a beer.
Welcome back. I love that song. 10:52 on this Monday morning. We're going to go in and play some part 2 of our conversation with Paul Nicolucci, Madison County Board Member District 23. We're going to take you there now, and just so you guys know, it's going to sound a little clunky because I got to get back to that point in the conversation. But thank you so much for the time today, and just want to get you back to that conversation so we can make sure we get a full show for you. We'll come back and wrap up the show after that, but we'll take you to that conversation. I think it's appropriate, though, for him to be in those ribbon cutting. I mean, to me, and this is just a personal question, would would you be in that ribbon cutting photo with the governor if he's doing more harm than good to this portion of the state?
If it was in Collinsville.
Okay,
so if it was in Collinsville, and I'll be honest with you, JB has had some good interactions with our city leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that he comes down to Collinsville. Depends what he's got going on. Depends how much time I had with him. If we're talking like me and you, or I'd be polite to him. He's the governor. I'll show that office respect.
Yeah,
even though I'm not getting in some immature name calling session with him, but that position deserves respect.
Yeah.
So he's going to get a handshake, and then from there, I heard he's an easy guy to deal with. Like in person, he likes the cameras. He likes to throw those fastballs at people. But I mean, when you deal with him, I heard he's all right. So it depends on how the conversation goes. Yeah, and it depends what he had. If it's something he was doing in Collinsville, I agreed with. Yeah, I would. If it's something in Collinsville, Maryville that he was doing that I didn't agree with, I wouldn't. But if he's doing something good, yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. And just because we don't like somebody doesn't mean we can't work with them. I mean, any place you work, there's someone you don't work with. Do you just not do your job, or don't get your company's product out the door, or not sell your company's product because maybe the guy next cubicle with you don't like? I mean, it's just not how life works. I would love to have a polite discussion with him. I don't take him to be a rude guy in person. It's just not what I heard. He's rude on the mic and to the press, not to the press, but about people he doesn't like. But I would talk with him, yeah.
Well, the reason I asked is because that was the feedback that some folks were given on social media.
And I understand where they're coming from.
That's why it's your thoughts just being in there. And that's a good thought to have, honestly, because you have to respect the office. And I think so many times,
I do respect the office.
A lot of people seem to misplace, the hierarchy of elected office and everything else. And, what are your thoughts, though, as you watch, Governor Pritzker, and now it's become this kind of big thing. And even though it doesn't deal with Madison County, would you like to see the governor working, directing his efforts more on, statewide issues than a federal, issue with the ICE enforcement and his National Guard issues?
Since you brought all that up, the way he and other Democrat elected officials, I'm going to be real careful with my language here. We just had a really horrible tragedy with 2 guardsmen getting shot. One passed away. Yeah. So tragic. I mean, I can't believe that happened. I mean, that really hit me like that. I'm like, oh my God, a National Guardsman was shot in our nation's capital.
Yeah.
So I'll just, JB, Gavin Newsom, certain congressmen and women, certain senators, good number of podcast hosts and these cable, I'm not even calling them news pundits, whatever they are, opinion hosts. They don't treat our ICE and our Guard right. They compare them to Gestapo. They call them Nazis. They talked about our Guard, like you can look at the videos. They said, well, when Hitler took control of Germany, he sent the military into cities. So that was like saying our Guard's like the Nazis. I mean, where were they going with that? Like, I feel good with our National Guard and our soul. If there's a lot of crime in a city and they're needed, I don't have a problem with them being there. So just the way they were going, saying they're there illegally, and then you had those 6, I think it was congressmen and women and some senators say, Trump's doing these illegal wars, you need to not listen to him. That I'm not going to say that was treason, but it's getting in that neck of the woods because they didn't say what he said to do was illegal. But yet at the same time, if you've heard some of these same people, they say the Guard being in the cities is illegally. And they really disparage them. They say, well, they're not trained to work with, the general public. They're trained for combat. They're completely trained to deal with people on the street. And any extra training they need, they would get before they go out there. So, and like, we'll literally watch like people try to ram ICE agents in Chicago, and JB will get on TV the next day and say, it's ICE's problem. They're horrible. They're going after our Chicagoans, but they're not, they're not American citizens. I mean, the whole situation's bad. It got to this point to where we have, no one can tell us how many illegal people here in the country, but to where ICE has to detain all these people and deport them. Sometimes someone, I guess in some cases, there are hardworking people who came here illegally, never became citizens, and they get deported. I mean, they did break a law coming over here. It's just, what do we say? That's okay. If you come over here, you do okay. We basically don't have a border. I mean, that's not good either. But let's talk about what ICE has done. How many thousands of tons of drugs have they confiscated? How many child sex traffickers have they arrested? How many violent criminals have they arrested? They don't focus on that. It started in 2014, in my opinion. Sorry if I'm getting long-winded with the National Democrat Party and some of their leadership, not all of them, going after law enforcement. It started with, the hands up, don't shoot in Ferguson, which wasn't true. He didn't shoot him with his hands up, and it caused riots all over the country. It really hit our area hard, obviously. Crime went up in St. Louis and other parts. Buildings destroyed, people hurt and killed in Ferguson. So that was that. And then I think we saw what happened in the George Floyd riots. I mean, there was countrywide. There were riots. I mean, there was large-scale murder, arson. I'm not being hyperbolic. There's a lot of fire started. There was, I think, around 50 people. I call that a lot. Thousands injured. I can't even keep count, just police alone. I think I'm lying about how bad that Minneapolis riot was. Watch the fall of Minneapolis. The Democrat governor, who later became their vice presidential nominee, told his mayor, and they agreed to tell the chief of police, all police, don't wear body armor because you're inciting people. So it's a huge riot. I mean, at this point, police are getting hurt. They're getting hit with stuff. All kinds of police got injured. Then they told them to abandon a police station and let people burn it down. So that's what some of their leadership thinks about law enforcement. And then now it's ICE. Now they're the bad guys. Now they're the targets of some Democrat leadership. And to be clear, I don't think people who vote Democrat think that way. I think they just don't want to vote for Trump or the Republicans, and that's totally fine. I know you don't condone this, but just expect more from your leadership. Replace them with other people who run under the ticket, and turn that podcast off. If a podcast host calls, ICE the Gestapo, or say this is what Hitler did to the Jewish people, turn that off. Like if you see that on the news, never watch them again. You're gross. Like that's my take on it.
I get you. And when I think on the flip side of it, it's for the other people too that maybe watch something that equates, and I don't know what it would be, but a left wing ideology to something that's more sinister, and just stop the rhetoric and just get back to normal. You know what I'm saying, man? Going into the positive as we wrap up our conversation, there is a lot of it.
I do want to touch on something too. Sorry to cut you off, CJ. No. Even locally, like if you look at the Madison County Democrats page, the administrator won't even say who they are. But they go after ICE agents for wearing masks. I mean, they're going against really violent criminals, sometimes drug cartels, the most violent criminals in the world, with a lot of power and reach. So they wear masks, but they remain anonymous. Why, anytime there's a question with an ICE agent, they automatically go after them. Or even, they said on their thread one time, they're having a discussion with someone about the Guard being in a city. They literally said that our National Guard was invading cities and militarizing police. How can a trained National Guardsman who's supposed to protect the interests of the United States, invade a city in a country in which he lives in? It's not an invading foreign army. For them to say that, I was just wow. And they didn't apologize for it.
It's interesting. I mean, it really is.
Is that where the Madison County Democrat Party stands?
I don't know. I can't answer that
question.
Well,
believe it or not, their leader, Andy Asadorian, said he'd be my Huckleberry. He kind of went Dusty Rhodes on me. Oh. Yeah, so I almost okay, what, am I Ric Flair? We're going to wrestle at Starrcade 86 or something? So I was like, all right. And so we talk about it. There's going to be, he said he'd debate me anytime he plays. So I'm going to set that up with you. I'll call him. We'll try to do some. Yeah, it's maybe a little more than this. We'll get like a building. We'll get a crowd. We'll not have a time limit. We'll go, and who knows, me and the guy might be friends afterwards. We're obviously wrestling guys if he can do that.
To me, I just wish we'd get back to that as a country where we can disagree and still be friends. It seems like it gets to, and not saying you personally at all, but I'm just saying, it gets to a point where it's like, God, you see all these friendships and relationships burn down the tubes because of somebody's political belief, and it's so sad. It really is just so sad.
Well, I was going to come on with Doc Holliday. He's an Alton board rep. Who's a Democrat? I respect Doc. I consider Doc a friend. Some came up today, but we were going to have a report. I could have that with a lot of Democrat elected officials. Some of them I consider friends. They take care of their families. They do stuff like I do. Just got to calm the rhetoric down a little bit.
I agree. With that being said, good things in Collinsville and Maryville you wanted to wrap up with?
I think so. Like I said, since... I hate to get political, but since the library board's gone more of a conservative direction, they've done a lot better with their finances. The tax levies, everything way down. Investments are up. They're doing way better. And for these people to come and just attack, they don't get paid for one. Just the way these women get attacked, it's the worst in the county by far. Oh, wow. Way worse than anything I get.
Wow.
Yeah. So they just get attacked and savage. Like I said, someone threw money at them in the middle of a meeting, run up to a podium.
Library board?
Yeah, for a library board. And
I didn't mean that disrespectfully.
No, but it's just so like that. That's the most intense battleground in the county. Like people want to, So, and then the Collinsville Township, I like it.
Yeah,
they had a really great budget. Their taxes are going down too, as far as the Collinsville Township goes. Their spending's good. I'm not going to talk too much about a lawsuit.
Okay.
But But here's what I will tell you. I'll just tell you the assessor sued the township because they cut his budget, which is well within his rights. That's a township supervisor. He won the election. He's won 2 elections. The trustees that we backed won their elections. So this is what the people wanted. So he sued. It got dismissed without prejudice, so maybe he can refile, but that's a bad step in the right direction. Yeah. So hopefully he starts to work with Supervisor Cox and the trustees and get that budget down, because Collinsville has the highest assessor's budget in the county. And this is something this gentleman said. I'm not making up a lie, but he said he's not in the office much because it's not a full-time job for him. So is that why your budget's a little higher? You have other people doing stuff you could do, and also too, it pays a good wage and good benefits. So lots of people would take that as a full-time job. And there's nothing against Mr. Paletti. He's served for 47 years, and I'll give him credit for that. But I just hope he starts to work with Mr. Cox.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You got to work together.
I'm seeing a trend. I don't know if you saw my video I released a couple weeks ago. These people keep complaining about lowering the tax levies, not spend enough money. Spend your own money. Mm-hmm. All you people out there making these Facebook posts, you think you got a voice, donate to the township, donate to the library board. They'll take it. Mm-hmm. Because honestly, if you're just one of these people out there that wants to raise taxes for everybody else, you're just kind of a hypocrite. You're not doing good for the community. If you won't cut a check to the township to for whatever you think the tax levy should be, make up the difference. Get your friends together, make up the difference. Start a nonprofit that will donate to the cause you want in the township. Just don't say, hey, spend other people's money. That's like me, volunteering you to go out to dinner with me at Tony's after this and you picking up the check. Anybody can do that. So,
Paul, it's always great talking.
I would never make you pick up the check.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Paul. Always great talking to you. We'll take a quick break and we'll have Paul back on the show soon, and then we'll do that debate hopefully. I'm going to talk to Mr. Asadorian. I don't have time to get like me versus you. We hate each other. No, what we're going to do, like I said, he's probably, from what we know mutual people. I heard he's a good guy. Takes care of his family. Easy to interact with when he's not online. We'll just have a debate where the Republicans and Democrats differ, and I just kind of want them to walk the rhetoric back on their page about our ICE agents and our Guard. Absolutely. Other than that, they can say all the stuff they want. And to me, law enforcement should be off limits for political figures. Mm-hmm. You can come at me. You can come at other elected officials. We know what we signed up for. Someone protecting the public doesn't need an elected official coming at them, or a political organization just coming at them, trying to reveal their identity, saying they're doing all this horrible stuff, doxing them, or just making broad statements when they don't know anything. So they just leave law enforcement out of the political world, I would say. Paul Nicolosi, we'll take a quick break.
Thanks,
and we'll
guys.
come back with more Daily Show right after this.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight.
11:07. Welcome back, Daily Show on this first day of December. It's also the first Monday of December. You know, just a lot of great conversations today, and you know that's why I like the show, because we can talk about a variety of different opinions and a variety of different things, and it's always in a way that just really, you know, is non-confrontational, and I think that's the way it always is best. With that being said, started off the month with a great show, and we got a good one tomorrow. I hope you join me then, won't you? Until tomorrow, y'all have a great rest of your day, but most importantly, try your best as always to stay out of jail.